everyone, so today I'm doing another video for my YouTuber advice series. If you haven't seen the other videos, I will link them for you guys down below. I've covered almost every topic about how to start up a YouTube channel, growing your audience, making money, and getting sponsorships and remaining honest about them. So that playlist will be linked down below. But this one I thought I would do something a little bit different and kind of show you guys how I edit my videos. A lot of you guys have questions about how to use certain programs and how to get started, that sort of thing. I'm personally going to be using Final Cut Pro, but you can also apply some of these tips to iMovie because I know they're very similar. So definitely let me know if you like this style of video, and I could even do more of these if you guys are interested. I'm just kind of going over how I do it. There's no really right or wrong way to edit. But I'm self-taught and everything I learned is just the way that I learned how to do it. So let's go ahead and get started. So right now I just have my file window up, and I just wanted to show you kind of how I organize all my files for videos because it can get overwhelming, especially when you have a ton of files, lots of different footage and images. So I just have a folder in my documents called videos, and I have all of my files here divided up by what type of video it is. And I'm someone who is super organized too, especially on my computer. I have to know where everything is. I don't want to go searching or lose footage. That's always super annoying. So I just have everything divided up. So for this video I'm going to be editing an unboxing. So I'll go to the unboxing. I've already created a folder for the video that I'm going to be editing right now, which is actually a boxy charm for January. So that would be this one. I just have a bunch of images where I took thumbnail pictures, and then I have the one movie footage file. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Final Cut Pro. Now this is the newest version of Final Cut Pro. I don't know the exact number, but I'll link Final Cut Pro for you guys down below if you're interested in getting the program. But this is what it looks like. This is the video that I was editing last time. This video actually just went up, and it's basically how to get new sponsors and remain honest, that sort of thing. So that's what I was editing here. So we're going to go to make a new project. So I'm going to go to File, New, and then Event. So the way Final Cut Pro works is you have different events, which are these here. These are all my other videos. And then within that event you have your project, which is the actual movie file that you're going to be working in. So I'm going to go to File, New, and then a new event here. And I'm just going to title this Boxy Charm January 15 Unboxing. I'm just going to copy this because it's also going to make a new project for this event. So if I go down to here, this is where the new one is, and then here's the project it created. I'm going to go ahead and rename that to what I called it before. So then this is where you have your new project. So you could have different projects under different events, like if you were going to create separate videos with the same footage. It's just however you want to organize it, but this way makes the most sense to me. So now I'm going to add my footage to the event. So I'm just going to click off of here, and I'm going to click on this arrow here, which actually will open up your file. So then I'm just going to scroll down to the actual file. It's kind of hard to find everything sometimes in this window. Okay, so now I have my clip here. Usually I have a lot of different clips. So then you just drag it down to the timeline, and then what I like to do first is actually fix the color. This video doesn't look so bad, but some of my videos tend to look really like gray and just colorless. I don't know, I'm not very good with the settings on my camera. So what I like to do is just fix that here. I like to fix it in the clip first before I go and clip it down, so I don't have to go to each clip and try to fix it. So while I have the whole thing here, I just go to correction. This is under video here in this side pane. And then you click on this arrow here, and then I have some presets that I've already created for different videos. So I'm going to just do basic 3 because that's the one I've been using recently, kind of depending on my camera settings. But you can actually adjust the saturation and the exposure here depending on what you want. So, and then you can save a preset if that's what you want to use for every single video. So now that I have the color fixed, I'm just going to go ahead and clip down the beginning because this is where I'm like fixing myself before I actually start talking. And so this is when I actually go through and I edit out the parts that I mess up. And I mess up a lot. I'm definitely not perfect at filming. It takes me a couple tries sometimes to say what I need to say. So usually you can tell the parts that, don't have any sound. That's where I'm like thinking about what I'm going to say or opening the box. So I just clip those out. And so let me just do a little bit here, and then I'll show you how I actually clip them. Okay, so here I clearly messed up what I was going to say. Sometimes when I talk for too long, I kind of forget where I'm going or I start to trail off, so then I have to kind of restart myself. So what I'll do is I'll just back up to where I found that I messed up and I will hit play. So you can actually increase the zoom here, and that helps a lot when you're breaking down a clip like this. So I zoom it in so I can actually see the audio here. That's really helpful to see where I actually messed up. Okay, so then I just go to here and you would click blade, and that's where you can actually splice out the part that you want. This is just how I like to do it. I've heard some people like to kind of work in here and then pull down the clips that they want and put them together. I just like having all the footage in one and then cutting out the bad parts. So I switch my cursor here to blade, and then I click right there, and it automatically like hooks to where your cursor here is, so your little ticker thing. And then I'm going to start it back up here where I actually started talking again. So I'm just going to click there to clip it. And then you change your cursor back to select, and then you click on it and then delete it. So I just hit the delete button. So now I'm finished with editing out the parts that are bad and everything. It didn't really take me very long because this was a short video. Sometimes for tutorials and stuff it takes a really long time. But like I said before, it was 9 minutes and now it was cut down to like 6:30. So editing is definitely extremely important. If you cut out all those long pauses when you're just thinking, or if you mess up, it really cuts down a lot of time and people don't have to sit and watch you messing up all the time, or like a long blank spot in the video. So it's really important to edit your videos. This just kind of covers the basics, nothing too crazy on how to cut clips together. You don't have to do anything extravagant, especially when you're just starting out. Just cutting out the bad clips is really all that you need to know how to do. But I'm just going to show you some of the extra little fluff things that I put on my video, I guess, like things that just give it something extra. So right now there's just blank cuts in between each of the clips, so it just switches right to the next clip. You could put transitions in some of these if you wanted to. So like here, I was opening the box and then I finally got it opened, but I didn't show me actually getting it open, so that would be a good place maybe to put a transition. So you go over here to these buttons, and the transitions is actually this one right here. So I'm just going to click that, and then I like using the blur ones because those seem the most natural and they kind of transition nicely. I wouldn't use any of these crazy ones. You can kind of preview them when you like go over it. You don't want like a crazy production video. You just want something that's easy to watch and people can just kind of get the point of your video and not really focus on any editing and stuff. You don't want to overdo it. So you could use directional, that one's really good, or simple, or Gaussian, those are my favorite. I'm going to go with directional. All you do is click on it, and then you want to drag it over and place it over top of the clips you want to put it on. And then I like to just click on the edge of it and then drag it to make it shorter, because you don't want the transition to be so long that it's noticeable. You just want it to be quick to where it will go to the next clip. So you could even zoom in if you're not able to actually drag it and make it as small as you want. You can just zoom into your timeline here and do it that way. Okay, so that's how you do transitions. Now I'm just going to add like text, music, that sort of thing. I probably won't do music for this video, but I'll just show you how I would normally do it. So for the music, all I would do is I have a folder in my videos folder that I will show you that actually has all of my music in it. So I have that right here, and this is a lot of the music that I have downloaded from like the YouTube music library. So then you would just input that music clip into your event where you have your other clips. So say if I wanted to add this song, I would just click on it here and then click import selected, and then you would just click import. Make sure it's on the right event that you're importing it into. And so now you have that file right here, and that's the actual music clip. So I'm just going to click it and drag it down here, and as you can see it's really small, so I like to just copy and paste and repeat it. I'm just going to drag the end here because there's a little bit of silence there at the end. And obviously when you're putting in background music, you do not want it to be as loud as the video. I like to take it down to like -30 at least. You don't want the people to really hear the music. You want it to just be sort of in the background, but you don't want it to be overwhelming. I've seen some videos that are just completely overwhelming with the music and you can't even hear what they're saying. I'm actually going to add in the thing that I always do at the end of my videos called an end slate or an outro. I have an event in Final Cut Pro called Basic Files, and that basically has any like intros that I might use or outros, like music that I might use in every video, just basic files that I would put on every single video that I want to be able to easily access. So really the only one I use out of here is the outro, so I'm just going to drag that down here, and this is just an image basically that I made in Photoshop. So okay, so now I'm going to add in the actual video that I usually put right here for my previous video, and to do that all I do, so I actually just import the actual video that I want to put there, like the main file for it, and then I will just overlay it right here. So that's just how you overlay videos. You just put one over top of another on your storyline here. So then to make it smaller, all you do is click right here, and then you click on this box right here at the bottom left-hand corner of where the playback is, and then you just drag the corners to make it smaller. So and then you can move it around and do whatever you want with it. So now for putting the text in, I always do this on my videos just in case someone were to steal the video. It's kind of like a watermark on the actual footage. It's nice to have your channel name. I also have my blog up at the top. So all I do for that is I just go to a previous video. So I guess like my BarkBox unboxing, I'll just go here to this one, open up the project, and I just literally copy all of these. Like I have a little follow me thing that comes up. That's the little sound that it makes, like the computer noise it makes when it comes up, just to get your attention. And then I also have like the HD thing here just to remind the viewer to switch it to HD, because a lot of people forget about that and it looks way better in HD. So I like to just have these little pop-ups in every single video. So all I do is select all of them, I just copy. Then I go over to the project I'm working on, I put my cursor at the beginning, and then I just paste it. And so then I just need to drag it to fit to where it goes through the whole video. So the purple things here are actually two different text ones. This one is for my channel name, that one's for my blog. So that's how you would add text. If you want to add new text, you just go over here to the little T and you can add all different types of like effects, you know, different movements for the text. And then once you have that in, you go up to here, and this is where you actually edit the details. So you change the font, the size, what you want it to say would be right here. Just all that kind of stuff happens up here. So this area of Final Cut Pro is where you add in the things that you want, like the transitions and sound effects. There's different like movie effects here. So just different things like that, that's where you add them in. And then up here is where you actually edit them. So that is pretty much it. Now we are totally done editing this video, so now I can go ahead and export it. So then you want to go to File, Share, and then I do Export File here. So then this box comes up here. So this is just the different settings. This is the settings that I leave it on. That's the resolution. I don't change any of this stuff. It just comes up automatically. But I think when I first started editing with this, I had to actually change it. So then I just hit Next. Then I just choose where I want to save it. And then now it's going to save. So there's also a way up here, if you go to Window and then Background Task, it's actually going to show you the progress of its sharing, which is actually it like processing and saving the files. So that's where you can see the process. So I just leave that window open during this so I know when it's done. If you also go here to record voiceover, that's actually how you record voiceovers, and a box will pop up. So that was everything on how I edit a video, or just a typical talking video. Of course it would be more complex if I was doing like a tutorial or an outfit of the day or something, but that's just the basics. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I'm still going to be doing the YouTuber advice Q&A video. That one's going to come last. It probably will be the next one. I'm not sure how long I'm going to continue this series. A lot of you guys have had questions about blogging, so I might still be doing a video about blogging as well, but definitely leave any questions you have that I could answer in that Q&A video about starting up a YouTube channel and that sort of thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye everyone. So I wanted to do a full review and tutorial using this. You can do so many different looks with this palette. As you can see, the top has a whole like lighter shade range, and then the bottom is much darker.